Hi, this is TJ with Piano Clubhouse, and today I'm going to show you how to play Like the Dew by Judith McAllister. This song is in the key of F. The F major scale is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, and F. Just one accidental, which is that B flat. Very simple song to play. Really only has two sections in it, and those two sections are very similar. And after those two sections, really the only difference is we have an introduction to learn, and there's a special section in the vamp that we need to do. But other than that, the song's pretty simple. So let's get right started with the introduction. Starts out with a series of chords. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so let's break that down. So the main thing we need to learn in this section, let me kind of give it to you in pieces, is that the first chord it starts out on is a D minor chord, D, F, A. So let's focus on the right hand first. And in its most simplest form, all your right hand is going to be doing is playing this D minor chord, D, F, and A, and just playing inversions of it down. And when I say inversions, I just mean that every chord I play is going to have these three notes in it, but they're going to be played in a different order. So D, F, A. Then next we throw this A down to the bottom. There is the A there now. We're in the order is now A, D, F. Then next we throw this F down to the bottom. Now it's F, D, F, A, D. And then the last one we throw this D down to the bottom now. Now D, F, A. Okay. So we're exactly an octave lower than where we started from. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the fifth chord is just this diminished chord, D flat, E, G, B flat. Okay, so that's really the only chord that's not a D minor chord. The rest of these are D minor, D minor, D minor, D minor, diminished chord. Okay, so that's it in its bare form. Let me show you what the left hand's doing. It's really just making the shape of an B flat chord, B flat, D, F, with an F in the bottom. And of course, instead of playing this all together, we're playing individual notes one at a time. So we're playing F, D, B flat, F, and then it's going to play E, G, B flat at the same time as your last triad chord. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 progression movement for the left hand. Starts out with single notes, outlining the B flat major chord, then end up on this diminished chord. Okay, this is just the E diminished chord. E, G, B flat. So let's put that together slowly, and then we'll kind of build on top of that in a minute. But first, let's get the left hand ready. It's on a B flat major chord. Right hand is on this D minor chord. Okay, so first chord, D minor in the right over F. Invert down. Left hand moves down to D. Invert down again. Left hand's on B flat. Invert down one more. Left hand's on F. Right hand still on that D minor. Then the last chord, everybody's going diminished. Okay. So that's it in its bare minimum form. But we're going to alter the right hand just a little bit. So instead of just playing this straight, let's see. Instead of playing that straight, we're going to make one slight difference. So that's the first chord. The second chord, instead of playing this, we're going to add a B flat. We're just going to add an additional note to this. And we're going to add the B flat to the next inversion as well. So the only thing we're adding to those middle two chords is this B flat. Okay, so 1. The last chord's the same. Okay, so the only change is add the B flat to the middle two chords. Okay, and that's the whole thing. So let's put it together slowly. Left hand outlines the B flat major, right hand's on the D minor. First chord, second chord, third chord, fourth chord diminished. Okay, let's put that in time. Okay, so now let's get into the last part of the introduction, which is actually pretty much the exact same thing as the verse. So once we get to that last diminished chord, then we're going to go to okay, that's the introduction. That's the last half of the introduction. And that's how we play the verse as well. So what we're doing is the right hand is playing a series of 2 chords. So it's starting out on the F major chord, A, C, F. Then you're going to pivot around the C down to G, C, E, and a C chord. Okay, and the left hand is playing F and C. So that first F chord is by itself. And then the second chord is together when you add the F. Remember, see, we didn't add the left hand chord until the right hand pivoted to the C major chord, okay? Okay, so that the first one's kind of a pickup note, and that's our main chord there. Then second left's going to go to D and A. Right hand's going to do the same thing with that pivot motion. Hit a D minor chord and pivot down around the A. We were here on F, A, D. Then pivot down to E, A, C. And at the same time we hit the second chord, the left hand hits a D and A. Okay, so from the beginning. Okay. Then I do a quick pickup here. G, A. I do G and C, and then A, and then F, G, B flat, C. And the left hand goes to G and D. Okay, so let's put all that together. Okay, did my left hand an octave lower here to give us more room, space it out more. And then left hand's gonna move from G and D up to C and G. Keep the right hand the same. Okay. Then repeat it. Okay, and then we hit that twice at the end of that second time. Okay, one more thing I want to show you. After this second chord, instead of just playing this, just playing it and holding it, let's throw it down to this chord, A, B flat, D, F. Is really the same thing we played up here. But we're just kind of continuing the left hand run where I'm going G, D, G, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it kind of helps to fill in that gap with more chords, okay? And then you can just leave this here when the left hand goes to C. One more time. Okay, so now let's get to the second half of the introduction. Okay, so let me play it first, then we'll kind of break it down. Okay, so let me give you the bare basics of it, then we'll kind of build on top of it. Okay, so it's going to start out with, again, it's simple. That's it. That's the whole progression. F, D, G, C. Number system. the 1, 6, 2, 5. Okay. So that's really it. Now let me kind of show you what I'm doing there, then we'll build to it. So left hand starts out with F and C, D and A, G and D, C and G. Over the first chord, over the F, right hand is just playing an E, G, A, C. Keep it here for the left second movement too, D and A. For the third one, right hand moves up to F, A, B flat, D. And for the fourth chord, right hand stays the same. Left hand moves up to C and G, okay? First. Okay, so right hand is just doing 2 chords. Okay. Left hand's doing all the work, moving around to all the different bass notes, while the right hand stays the same on just 2 chords at a time. Okay, now let's thicken up that right hand a little bit with some extra pickup chords. So instead of just going straight to this, we'll go. So a pickup chord is a chord we play before this. So it's, remember we started here, but now with the pickup chords, we'll start with the A, C, F, and you're just going to pivot down to a C major chord. So you were here, then pivot down to G, C, E, okay? And then we end up on the chord I told you we started out on, okay? And then next we go C. Remember the second chord was this same chord too, but we're gonna shift up from C, A, and D down to it. Okay, so first. And I added the A kind of delayed, so. Okay. Then G, A, B flat, and I hit F, G, B flat, and then come down and play a full chord A, B flat, D, F. Okay, more pickup notes. This is the same chord we played before. This is what I showed you before. We're just playing it in a different inversion where we're putting the F up at the top. And I'm just playing it an octave lower. Okay? Pick up notes here. Then play the chord. Then leave the right hand here. Left hand goes up to C. Okay? So let's play through all of that. Okay. So that's pretty much the introduction. Let's put that both parts of the introduction together. Here we go. Okay. So that's the introduction. Then we go into the verse itself, which is exactly that second half of the introduction we just did. We're just playing that again, like the dew in the like the dew in the morning. Keep me happens one more time. And then we get ready to go to the chorus. So there's one difference at the end of that. So after we get to that part, usually when we start it over, we just go right back to the F on the left. But instead, when we're going to the chorus, we go. Instead of going to the F, we go B flat and then go to the A. And the A is the start of the chorus, okay? Rest, Jesus. Okay, so that section is, so left hand goes to A and E. Right hand is playing a C major chord, E, G, C. Left hand goes to D. Right hand goes to an F major chord. Left hand is G and D. Right hand is F, A, B flat, D. We've done this chord before. Right hand stays. Left hand goes to C. Left hand goes to B flat, right hand stays put again. C major over A, F over D. We're just repeating chords now. So there's two different rhythms you can play in this. You can just hold chords. Yes, Jesus. Or you can play it, bounce it. Yes, Jesus. And then to end it and go back to the verse, you just stay on the 5. The C.